Call me Big Baby Cheef. Bringing that pressure, really the biggest of steppers. That hate is getting deceased. Ain't nothing new to this, I go ludicrous. A young disturbing the peace. Know I'm a beast, straight off the leash. Young coming from 70 East. Bred in New Bern, take a wrong turn, get your car took, and that's fact. Can't slide through Greenville or the K-Town without paying a visitor tax. Watch out in Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill. You play around and you get or out in Queensboro in the Queen City. You know it get real in the Ville. I'm straight from down home.
Alright, so I'm here with Baby Cheef. Yes. So New Bern, a rapper from New Bern, North Carolina.
Yes, ma'am.
That's where you're from. Where are you at now?
I live here in Charlotte.
Okay. So tell people what we're doing here tonight.
Tonight, we chopping it up about these new songs I got that's killing the airwaves and the internet.
Okay. So tell us about the new songs, like since we just jumped right into it.
Since we just jumping into it.
Yeah.
So we pushing 2 new singles right now. One of them, the main single is called Petey Pablo, and another single is called Uchi. Petey Pablo it's gonna be the new North Carolina anthem. Petey Pablo will be the new North Carolina anthem. It does pay homage to actual Petey Pablo, which is why I named it Petey Pablo. It's not actually, his song Raise Up isn't actually sampled, but the sound is mimicked, very close. It's not sampled, so we didn't really have to go through clearance and stuff like that, but it's basically just showing that Carolina market is opening up, but bringing back that same fire with the new sound next to it. But it's a huge record, a very, very huge record. And the other single that we're pushing is called Uchi. Now, Uchi is a sample record from the famous song Uchi Wale by Nas. Great song, one of my favorite records, one of my favorite instrumentals of all time. And at the same time, this is a twerk song. So,
Okay, I got that.
Yeah, it's for the club. It's for the club, definitely. For the colleges, for the schools, for the women mostly. But women love it, men gonna be attracted to it. So that's what we're doing here. We've been on a run doing that about the past week and a half, 2 weeks. So my days are running in together. So that's what we're doing.
That's when it's successful, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So, tell us about your upbringing. You said in a recent interview your older brother influenced you by playing songs by 50 Cent and DMX. So talk about that.
Onward. Let's go. Yeah, so that was definitely a big influence on me. I was telling people that my influence came from a lot of different areas. I was sheltered from rap music. We weren't actually able to listen to it up until I was probably about 6, 7 years old, when my mom's sister would come around. She would always play DMX. She would always play 50 Cent. And then my oldest brother would come in town from college, and he really influenced me to rap. But he would always play his songs or play music and stuff like that, rap music around us, just riding through the city or whatever. And that really helped me get out there and realize, man, this music is amazing. Right. He said that on record, stuff like that, oh, that's a cuss word, different stuff like that. And it was just fun to me, it made me feel alive listening to it, let alone even just doing my own music. And it was a heavy influence on me at a very young age, because that was impressionable age.
Right.
6, 7, 8 years old.
Yeah, you were a baby doll, okay?
Yeah,
so I'm gonna double back to Uchi Wale. Don't be looking at my cheat sheet now, okay? Listen, these are off the cut. No, they're not off the cut. But anyway, what stood out to you about the original score that made you want to mash it up into a bop?
It's a classic. Like I said, the beat alone is so many different pockets within the original beat. I freestyle to that beat all the time. It's one of my favorite beats to freestyle to. I did a live radio interview freestyling to it. I can't remember the name of the radio station, but I did a live radio interview and I freestyled to it. And I was in so many different pockets, so many different flows. So when I heard the beat, it took me back to that moment when I first heard Uchi Wale and my own moments with Uchi Wale and just listening to it and hearing it being played through someone's car speakers and stuff like that. So when I heard the sample, I instantly just went in and just started coming up with ideas with my brother. And we just started going crazy. Well, the guy that's on the record with me, he's my best friend. And it was his birthday, so we was just literally in the car. I picked him up. He lives in Greensboro. I picked him up from Greensboro. I said, come on, we're going to the studio today in Charlotte. Got us some studio time. We're going to get some food. We're going to get some studio time. We're going to chill for your birthday. He's like, okay, bet. Get some drinks, whatever. And we was just riding down the highway. And I was literally going through beats that were sent to me by the same producer that made Uchi. And that beat came up, we both was in the car ready to go. It was this is crazy, we just bop. This is crazy, freestyling off each other. He do 2 4-bars, I do 2 4-bars. Going crazy. So went to the studio, we just made magic.
Okay. So now I listened to this is a good question in my opinion. Tell me how you've grown into your craft since your first video upload in 2019 this morning.
So
Yes, I do my research.
that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is interesting. So I love creating. Literally, we've been up and down the highways all week, and I would literally see something and say, it was like a big pile of dirt at the construction site, and I told my brothers, I was like, yo, I could shoot a video for this on there. Well, what would you do there? I could do da 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 da. So I think my mind is expanding more, has started expanding more, opening, being more open-minded to what's around me, my surroundings, and anything in general, opposed to just I guess learning that location is everything, and learning that the industry of video editing is growing, so be open to grow with it. And it was also like, I like to dare to be different. I don't like nothing, just like none of my songs sound the same. I don't want none of my videos to look like nobody else's.
Right.
I want videos to look too much like the other one, stuff like that. So it was, I think that's kind of how, that's crazy.
That I researched it?
Nobody asked me.
I'm a professional, okay?
That's what's up.
Did they not tell you who was coming?
That's what's up, man.
So, my next question. You said that music is 90% business and 10% talent. Can you expound on that?
So
That came out of your mouth, correct?
it definitely did. It comes out of my mouth a lot. She got a bug on me or something. I don't know. But nah, so it definitely is 90% business and 10% talent, especially these days. The days, it's rare that somebody hear a song or hear you freestyle and swear on the corner. Like, let's just take P.D. Paulo, for example. Part of his story is somebody heard him freestyle in the bathroom at a function, and they wanted to sign.
Right.
So those days are over. You gotta know the business you're in before you really get into the business. That's how you really mess yourself up in the end.
Facts.
And everybody, and the 10% talent thing is that everybody nowadays is a rapper. But not everybody can rap, of course, but everybody's a rapper. You can push a button to make somebody a star, but that's the business. That's the business side of it. Not everybody understands that, it takes more than just making a song to be a rapper. You gotta know how to maneuver, you gotta know how to move around, you gotta know who to talk to, why you talking to that person. You gotta know where to go, where not to go. Even just like being safe and secure with your location. There's too many instances where rappers are getting hurt because they're posting location or whatever, whether it's their hometown or out of town. So it's like, that's part of the business side too. Knowing how to maneuver, knowing how to be safe, stay safe, knowing to keep the people around you safe, knowing how to read contracts, be able to understand some of the words in your contracts, knowing the right lawyers to help them litigate and stuff like that, knowing what influences you need to do, right move, wrong move, stuff like that. It's literally, anybody can go make a song.
Right.
But if you don't have your business in order and stuff like that, and I didn't have mine in order for the longest.
Right.
I really did not. So if you got your business in order and you know that you got to learn as you go and continue to learn and be open-minded, that's the 90% of it.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you 2 questions in relations to that, and I hope that this question does not come back to bite you in the future when it's time to work on features and collaborations. So, and I gotta ask because it's relevant news. Glorilla, she's going through a vicious legal battle with FNF. What is the most important lesson that you learned? You look like you've been waiting on this.
Nah, I like Glow.
Okay, what's the most important here? So, what's the most important lesson that you learned from that? And how should she have handled that situation, especially since it's people that she rocked with before she came up?
Knowing the business, and just knowing the business, that's it. Knowing that it is a business, knowing the business, and knowing who you can and can't trust. I don't know the ins and outs of that situation. I'm just like everybody else, a spectator on the internet. Right. I really don't even have no opinion on that, just because of the simple fact that it's just something that I'm gonna have to know and learn as I come. Like as this stuff comes, I'm gonna have to learn it as I go.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to know that I need to understand publishing and percentages and who's taking what and mastering and stuff like that. Like that's just falls into that 90% business, 10% talent situation. She's very talented. I'm not saying she don't know the business, maybe she don't know everything about the business. I don't think nobody knows everything about the business because it's forever changing.
Right.
So, but you know, that's just that she's very talented, but that it's a business at the end of the day. It is a business. People are in this to make money. That's right. Change their lives. But most people make money in general.
Everybody's trying to make money, not just one sole individual.
You got a hot singer, everybody like this.
Right, even your family that you don't know.
That's my cousin.
My next question, what do you think about budget? What does that mean to you as an artist? Like, I know, I watched your videos, like I said, your first video, till now. So your budget grew. How important is that?
It's very important. Having a budget is very important because you'll know exactly what you can and can't do. Mm-hmm. Your budget is always bigger in your mind than it is in your pocket. Right. Because I could see this room right here and think of $1 million budget video or situation, but I don't have $1 million. Right. Stuff like that. So knowing how to budget, I feel like the most important thing about knowing how to budget is knowing how and where to spend money. Mm-hmm. Knowing how and where to spend money, it's super important. Budget. My budget did grow from 2019 until now, and I'm thankful for it because
hallelujah,
it's a bright day. But in 2019, I was at that moment where I was more focused on the talent than the business. So I was more like, man, now I can create this with this video, or I could do this with this song. I was more so focused just on the talent part than the business side of it. So I had no idea about budgets. Right. I was just like, well, whoever got the best price for a video, let's shoot. It's still kind of like that now, but I just learned how, okay, if I'm going to pay this for this video, I need to get this location for this amount of hours. I need to get these amount of people here. It's just knowing how to sectionalize everything. So budget is too important.
And not just budget, a street team. Yeah, so how important is that?
Very important, especially when it comes to trust, loyalty. Because street team, you can either get people that's going to work for you, or you're going to get people that's going to work for you. And when I say it is a difference between the two, I put emphasis on for, just because of the fact that they believe in you. It's that belief. And then you got people that's going to work for you, they're just there to collect the check. A street team is going to be there to basically spread everything for you. They're going to do all the dirty work for you that you can't really do, and that's super important because I might not have the time to go out and post a whole bunch of flyers all up and down the street because I got to be here for an interview right now, but I got people out posting. Even my manager, he's here right now, but when he's not here, he'll walk out the door and hand out Scantron cards with all my information on it. He's a manager, he's a street team, he's everything, you know what I'm saying? He coordinates all of that stuff, and I help him coordinate it. So having a street team is really important because they do the dirty work that you can't really do all the time. Right. Even when you get up there, having a street team, still spreading that word, spreading your face everywhere is very important because people will never get tired of seeing you.
Well, that's an old school method. So you should never get tired of reaching out to your fan base. And your street team is the ones that's going to get you there.
Accessibility.
So that part. So my next question. No, I'm kidding. My next question is nonprofits and community. What have you done
for? What's it called? Boys and Girls Club of America. I was there. I used to teach there. I used to administer like PE there. So like, I love working with kids. My mom has her own home daycare. She's had a 5-star home daycare for like 20 plus years. So I grew up watching her take care of other people's kids and stuff like that. So I used to help coach football, stuff like that. So it's very important to me because I watch what I say a lot of times in music, but I still express myself fully. But I want kids to see, like I have my own child, my child's 8. I want her to see that, you know, you can do whatever you put your mind to, whatever you're passionate about in this lifetime, you can do it, no matter what. What's something else I've done? I've done community service that I didn't have to do it. I've done community service, and that was just stuff like giving back to the homeless and stuff like that, as far as like going down to soup kitchens and feeding them. Like even back home, I've done that in the soup kitchen. Like me, my grandma, my mom, I went with them on Thanksgiving one year. This was actually last year on Thanksgiving, went and fed, you know, at the soup kitchen for the homeless stuff like that. So, I mean, giving back is important because they're your people. Right. They're your people. I've done free shows for like community events back home, just like block parties, perform for free and stuff like that. Just pull up, perform for free. Even when, you know, I'm charging to pay, like they asked me to come out, yeah, I'll come, I got you. I performed at the middle school before for free. You know, just because it was like, man, it's an artist from the city that's actually moving you know, we just want kids to see something. Okay, boom, I'll come do it.
Right, so the character and integrity, you can be a good rapper and still get a fan base. Do you agree?
Yeah, because people, I feel like the fan base and the following is different. People, the following falls in love with you as a person. Fan base is just, they fall in love with your music.
Right.
So it's like, okay, boom. I feel like you still
Call me Big Baby Cheef. Bringing that pressure, really the biggest of steppers. That hate is getting deceased. Ain't nothing new to this. I go ludicrous, a young disturbing the peace. Know I'm a beast, straight off the leash. Young coming from 70 East. Bred in New Bern, take a wrong turn, get your car took, and that's fact. Can't slide through Greenville or the K-Town without paying a visitor tax.